I'm Alyssa Gaines. I'm 18 years old. I'm from the east side of Indianapolis, and I'm the National Youth Poet Laureate of the United States. My first experience with writing and with poetry was an assignment in the third grade to write a poem about a color. And I took it home, I showed it to my parents, my grandparents, and of course, they were like, "This is amazing, this is so good." And so my grandmother started taking me to youth poetry events around the city, like youth poetry slams at Belzer Middle School, or workshops and things like that. And I kind of got into this world of slam poetry and competitive spoken word poetry. And I just loved the sense of community. So kind of after that, it really cemented my love of poetry, of the spoken word, the written word, and my respect for the power of language when it's used in this way. I think growing up, as I began to write about the things that I knew and the things that I loved, I started writing about my family and these through lines that connected me to other people. And in writing about my family, my community, I realized how much I'd learned from them and how much I'd gained from being around other people, how much they poured into me, even just taking me to these poetry slams. So I think I owe to my community, my extended community, a certain level of engagement and a certain commitment to try and push us all forward, because they show that same commitment to me. I talk a lot about a respect for geographic location and history, and all the people and communities that brought me where I am. So I think that is key in my work, and understanding where I'm coming from in my work. But also, I would hope that people take away from my work this desire to learn from other people, even people who are not in your immediate community, even people who may think differently from you. I think there is always something to be gained from listening to different perspectives and other people. I always introduce myself in poetry spaces by bringing to the table where I'm from, because in my writing, I write so much about where I grew up, the parks I played in, the schools I went to, because they're so important to me, because they taught me so many lessons. I'm from the east side of Indianapolis, and so I think there's a lot to be learned there about grief and communal healing, communal experiences, whether it's a funeral or a football game. So I think this kind of emphasis on sharing with your community and going through things with your community is something I learned from where I grew up, and it plays a huge role in where I'm going now.